1973 through 1977. I remember the amount of people that took field trips, the amount of schools that seemed like every day there'd be busloads of elementary school kids coming in to Central for a field trip. I think it was the only high school in North Carolina that had a planetarium. And we was extremely proud of it. We didn't really recognize then the magnitude, or we didn't really understand that we were the only high school in North Carolina, I think, that had one. But as the years progressed and you got a little older and you look back, I remember taking field trips here when I was a kid. Central was built when I was trying to think, about 8 years old. So in elementary school, we came here for field trips. Well, this went through a lot of changes. It was a close, to me, it was a community-based school where you had 3 feeder schools that fed into Central Cabarrus. You had the Harrisburg community, which the kids now go to Hickory Ridge. You had the Hartselle school community, where I grew up, which that school is no longer there. We came here, and Bethel, which is Midland, which still comes here. Now the community I lived in Hartselle now goes to Robinson High School. So it is it's not as community oriented as it once was, but with the leadership they've had over the past few years, when Lynn Reimer was principal, and some of those changes that were made, it's getting it back to being a community type school, and that's what most of us growing up. My class in 1977, we're a tight knit class, and I think all the classes that graduated when the Central was first built through probably 1990 something, when all the changes were made with new schools, were really close, and I'm glad to see us kind of get back to that way. Friends, I have lifelong friends that to this day. Matter of fact, next Thanksgiving's next week. Next Wednesday, we will cook. We smoke turkeys and stuff, and we're all high school friends. All of us that take part in that are high school friends, and we've been doing it forever, it seems like. And I think more than anything, it's the friendships. Then you guys will go through the same thing, I hope. That's what I was talking about, the tightness, the tight-knit group. I didn't graduate with all these people. Some were a year younger, some a couple years younger, but we were all high school friends and have remained that way since the 70s. I graduated in 77, we buried a time capsule. We came out here about 10 years ago. It may have been our 25th reunion. We came to dig it up and we couldn't find it, which was kind of embarrassing. And, we had guys that said, I know we buried it, this spot right here. We go to that spot, it wasn't there. So I think it's been bricked over, concrete. It's got to be where it's at, because it was definitely a time capsule buried here. But yeah, we spent a day here one day, about half a day, trying to find it. Didn't take any astronomy classes, but we had some of our science classes. We would meet in there occasionally when we would get on the chapters of. Back then, you had the different you had science, right? And part of the science was astronomy, and you would go in there for that. You look at the practice field on the other side of the stadium. Mm-hmm. To the right of it was a pond, and all the woods back in there, it was a nature area. Is what we call it. Is a big part of the history of this school. And you asked anyone that's graduated in the late 60s and 70s, when I did in 80s, they would tell you, yeah, they would love to have that back. And I am glad that you guys are going to be instrumental in doing that.